What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Postgame, presented to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download their app. Do that right now. And when you do, be sure to use promo code CHGO when you sign up. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. My guys, Big Dave, BAWL Sports, Mark K, MK Hoops.
Australia.
Our pal and producer, Joey Spath, is with us as always at Joey Spath is on Twitter. Got a shout out from Ben Dean on Ben Dean's Portillo's review on his YouTube channel.
My man, Ben Dean.
Pinned comment.
Yes.
On Ben Dean's Portillo's review, telling people to follow that man at Joey Spath.
Hey, Joey, you like that?
Love it.
Did we have 1K?
Love Ben Dean.
Did it
Not
have
yet,
any
but we're
impact?
close. Yo,
My
it had
assumption is that Joey
impact.
has 1 million followers now.
Where we at, Joe?
It had impact. I'm over 950 now.
There we go.
Big thank you. 956. Big thank you to Ben Dean. Love you.
Growth.
Love that.
Shout out. That's
Absolutely
a beautiful thing.
love that.
I enjoyed that.
What I didn't love,
What didn't you love, Matt?
well, part of me loved it, was that Bulls performance tonight. Come crashing back down to earth, 116-91 the final. A big old loss to the Sixers, who they managed to beat in Philly on Monday night. The Sixers pay back the favor and then some tonight.
It's like they remembered it.
I told Mark as we were sitting there watching this massacre unfold, it's good that this happened. And it's good that we decided to go to the game tonight. Because originally, Mark, you were like, we'll just watch the game in studio tonight. We'll do pre and post and, whatever. We were like, dude, you're about to fly back home to Australia. Let's go to the game.
Correct.
And now you have the full experience of being a Bulls fan while you're in Chicago. It's a good thing that this happened.
How's it feel, Mark K?
3-1 was too good to be true. They had to level it up for me. 3-2. Now, if we extrapolate that over a 82-game win season, like that's a 49-win pace, which is pretty good.
That's pretty damn good,
Better than
Mark
last
K.
season.
Pretty damn
I'll
good.
take 3-2. Now, having said that, if they could have reversed things where maybe they lost like this on Monday night and then maybe won like they did on Monday night tonight, that way I end my trip on that high, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of funny that it ends this way at the same time.
Because it's what you know.
It's what I know. And the one game that we paid tickets for, that we actually put our hard-earned towards, it's like, yeah, we're going to absolutely get buried tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Many thoughts running through my head at the moment, but it was very Bullsian to end my trip in this way. So it is fortunate, I guess.
Yeah, very, very Bullsian. I didn't expect to win tonight at all. I expected the ass whooping. So when they got it, I didn't know if I expected 21-1 or 23-1, excuse me, as a lead. I don't know if I expected that, but I definitely expected them to lose this game just because I was just sure and convinced that Philly was going to be extra focused when they came in tonight, and that's honestly what you saw. You saw a more focused team, a more ready team, a team that is like, we're better than you, period, point blank. So this is what you're going to see from us. I mean, if you look at their numbers tonight, and I told you their leading scorer was 25, 21, 20, and those were your top three scorers, you would say, Embiid's got one of those. Yeah. Not at all. Not even close. 12, 7, and 7. That's what Embiid walked out with in 16 minutes. He didn't even really play, man.
Oh, my God, 16.
Yeah, drink that one in, Matt. Take that one down.
Minutes.
Yeah, let that soak in on you. 16 minutes. He wasn't even playing tonight, man. They got beat up. That's it. And honestly, it's okay for me because this is how back-to-backs are supposed to go, in my opinion. It's rare that you're supposed to win both of them unless you just really suck or you're just really bad. And we've seen the Bulls do that because they did it to the Knicks. But this is how I expected it to go. You went to their house, you punked them, and you got the victory. They're going to come to your house and kick your ass. Like, that's just honestly what I expected. They tried to, make it a game at some point and everything like that. But we all knew what it was. Like, I told you guys, I was at the game. I was there. I refused to walk in until the Bulls hit a field goal. And it didn't happen until about 5 minutes to go in the quarter. And then I said, oh, my God, we'll walk in. I drank a full beer within that time span. It was a long wait to go into it and see my guy Mark K and my man Matt Peck. It was a while.
Man. Shout out to my brother-in-law Adam, who texted me and took a screenshot when it was 17-0 on the ESPN app and texted me and said, "Is my ESPN app broken?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm sitting here watching.
Yo,
that
man.
is very much the score."
It was an ass whooping. That's what it was.
Well, we went up. Matt and I went up to go to our seats. We're in the 200 levels tonight. We went up to go get our seats around when the game was tipping off. Right?
Yeah.
He went to the loo. I guess you guys don't say the loo. He went to the toilet.
The John,
the
commode.
So he went there, and then he went to go get
pisser.
some dinner. So I was sort of waiting for him, right? Just being a good friend. I'm like, I'll just wait here. I won't go up to the seats. I'll just wait for you here. But in waiting for him, not once did I hear the UC crowd like cheer at all. And if anything, all I heard was them groaning about the Sixers scoring. So then I went onto the NBA.com app. I'm like, I better check the scores because we missed the first couple of minutes. I'm like, 13-0 in like 2 minutes. And that just set the tone for the rest of the evening, basically. The Bulls just never recovered, and it was just tough from there out. But, just...
It's an ass
I don't know
whooping.
what to say, man. I was so high on Monday night. That was such a good feeling.
Wasn't it?
They had to bring you back down before you went home, Mark.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long-ass plane ride now.
If the Bulls in your trip gave you a very tightly contested, close loss to the very good Sacramento Kings,
Yeah.
a dramatic double overtime win against Minnesota, a fairly convincing win over the Miami Heat, and shout out to everybody who came out to Renali's on Monday, a win in double overtime over these very same Sixers, and then beat the Sixers again tonight?
You wouldn't know how to.
You wouldn't have been going home. You would have
Right.
been going to some weird fairyland with rainbows and unicorns. And I
Uzi,
know
it's a
you
Wazi.
to be a Bulls fan that has sense, Mark. I didn't want that to happen to you tonight.
I completely agree.
You needed to be reminded of what we are dealing with here. And shout out to AK with the super chat saying, Matt, being on the tank train, this Bulls team can't hurt us anymore. Hello. Welcome. Yay, play in. Please join me, won't you?
Get out the tank and get in the car. It's all I'm trying to tell them. Listen, this is the expected ass whooping. Honestly, this didn't change my mindset. This didn't do anything for anything like that. I still want to go to the playoffs. This is what it is. But this is what I expected tonight because Philly is a good-ass team. They beat a team that was on an 8-game winning streak. We sat here in pregame that last time and just salivated over Joel Embiid and what he's been doing and how he's been handling his business. 36-point average in the last 8 games is what he's been averaging. And I told you he hit 28 of 28 free throws in 2 of those games back to back. He had been on fire. We know what we were dealing with. But my God, we knew that ass whooping was coming. I didn't know in what form, what shape, or how I was going to feel.
The way.
But you knew it was on the way. Betwixt all of the cracks. You saw it when you were watching Zach LaVine and how he played.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was like, who? No, I remember you. Like, I was expecting to see the ball-headed menace walking around out there because that was the old Zach LaVine I was looking at, man. And I don't like the old Zach LaVine. I like the new Zach. Give me the new Zach stuff. Give me the new Coke. I don't want the old Coke. Give me the new Coca-Cola. That's what I like. But my God, man, that ass whooping was coming. We knew it was going to happen. And that's what they got. They got their ass whipped. And that's what it goes.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I was somewhat expecting this L, right? Based on the highs that we experienced on Monday night. But having said that, with Harden out, I was like, okay, maybe there is a sniff here. Maybe this team can get this W on the home court. But let me read a couple of notes. I stopped taking notes at halftime in this game, right?
Talk slow, Marquette. Talk slow.
My first note in my notebook here, 17-0 start. What the fuck? Second note in my notebook, 23-1 after 5 minutes. Double what the fuck? Next note after that, Zach pressing too hard. 3 turnovers in the first. And then after that, it was like 36-23 after 1 quarter. It's like,
and then he tapped out.
And after that, I was kind of like, yeah, I know where this thing's going. I can feel where the vibes are at. This ain't going to be a W. But I don't know. For some part of me, even though, I mean, there was a part of me that expected the L. We can't have nice things. The Bulls seemingly just can't win 4 games in a row this season.
No.
But there was a part of me that was thinking, all right, Harden's out. Sure, Tucker's in. But nonetheless, like the Sixers, if you look at their box score, like their only guard/wing that played for them off the bench tonight was Shake Milton. The rest of the guys they played was Daniel House Jr. and Dwayne Dedman and George Niang. Like, they're bigs. So they basically had no smaller guys coming off the bench at all. I thought their point guard situation would really hamper their team. Compounding the effect was Embiid barely playing tonight with that right calf issue that he had.
Yeah.
Like, this should have been a W. I wanted it to be a W. Clearly was not a W, unfortunately. But
nowhere close.
To your point, I got the full Bulls experience.
The Bulls
Yes,
are
you did.
not the type of team that when it should be a W, they give you a W.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't even put that on because this has felt like what happens in basketball. Like when you're playing on a back-to-back against shit like this, I don't expect many teams to walk off 2-0 unless it's a back-to-back against the Charlotte Hornets.
And we already did that with Minnesota Miami over the weekend.
Right, exactly.
We somehow snuck that miracle out of there.
We knew,
and then pulled off a double OT in Philly miracle.
So you knew it was coming.
We were due for this.
Yes, correct.
Which is why I know I steered some of y'all wrong when I told y'all to take Philly to cover the 8.5 point spread on Monday.
Kinda did.
And I apologize. Had we done pregame, I would have told you that the line tonight shrunk because the Bulls were at home.
Yeah.
To 3.5 for Philly. I made a lot of money tonight with the automatic win money button covering the spread of 3.5 for Philly.
Yeah.
Because duh.
Yeah.
If you didn't see this coming, I don't know what team you've been watching all season.
Seriously, man. Like you knew it was going to happen. And Bulls fans, just looking for any kind of wonderful thing to happen. And you see, I don't know, you guys didn't see it, but the lines outside of the UC were out of control. Honestly, they were deep.
People get hype, man.
Like they were ready, man.
Late regular season game against a team of that caliber, who you just beat in Philly. The Bulls are back in the playoff mix.
Yeah, in the mix.
Bulls fans, when this team is even showing them a glimmer of hope, show out.
Yeah. And they're
UC
still in the
slammed
mix
tonight.
They're still in the mix, ladies and gentlemen. They're still in the mix.
Yippee.
But again, this ass whooping was expected. This is what I thought was going to happen to this team. Not because just a back-to-back, but it's a back-to-back against the team who was the hottest team in the Eastern Conference. Not even the Eastern Conference, but just the hottest team in the NBA to that point. So you knew something was coming. That's just how it is. They're a 2 seed for a damn reason. Yeah. All right? If you play the Bucks or the Celtics at that same kind of back-to-back and you win like that, you can expect an ass whooping on the second half. This is just growing up watching the Chicago Bulls all my life. So it just reminds me of the 90s Bulls that I remember when the Bulls would lose those games against a team and they would just get so excited because they beat the Bulls. I always knew the next time they played that team, the ass whooping was going to be tremendous because Michael Jordan is an insane person. All right? And it was a tremendous ass whooping. In The Last Dance, when B.J. Armstrong got that
Hornets
victory.
BJ?
Yeah. What do you remember from that? Michael Jordan holding the bat, listening to Anita Baker, smoking a cigar.
A stogie in the locker room.
Let's say if you talk shit when it's Earl.
It's all right.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. I was like, you knew it was about to be many to a few, as my dad used to say. Come on, man. You knew the ass whooping was coming. So this was expected. I knew what it was going to be. I didn't want to see it in this capacity because I wanted to see them have some actual effort, out there on the floor.
Yeah.
But you knew it was coming.
I knew it was potentially on the horizon. I thought it was going to come through Embiid, but at one point through this first half, DeAnthony Melton had outscored Vooch, DeMar, and Zach combined. So I didn't expect it in that particular fashion.
Man.
That's fair.
I expected maybe Embiid to come out and maybe drop a 40 and 15 or something like that, like he dominated on Monday night. But DeAnthony Melton, the way he was, his first half was really impressive.
It was.
Tobias Harris was really attacking Kobe White on the block there. He was fantastic. Tyrese Maxey did his thing in pick and roll as well, more generally. So in some senses, yes, from an end result point of view, I'm not too shocked, but I guess the process of the way it happened.
How they got there.
The fact that, we said it before, Embiid played 16 minutes tonight. 12, 7, and 7 during those minutes. I would have thought if the Sixers came back and won this game redeemed themselves from the other night, that it would have been on the back of Embiid, not their role guys stepping up in the way they did without Harden. So
it's also funny that Embiid did that in this end of March into April crunch time part of the season where he's trying to win himself his first ever MVP.
Yeah.
And on the road against a big market team like Chicago, even if they aren't seen like a threat, it was not a nationally televised game, none of that. But even still, you would think Embiid, after coming off of a loss, his first time ever losing to the Bulls in his NBA career, I was like, oh, Embiid's going for 40 tonight.
That's
Instead, it was like, I don't even respect this team enough to give a shit. So I'm going to play 16 minutes and let Tobias and DeAnthony Melton and Maxey handle this for me.
Listen, Gorgie Jang had more shot attempts than Joel Embiid. There it is. That just let you know what happened tonight, man. Yeesh. So, I mean, that's just how the game went. And it was over in the first quarter. Because, again, this is what...
Oh, you mean when it was 23-1?
Yeah, it was done. Because, again, this is what elite teams do. They get it over with, especially when they're focused and they're upset and they're mad. They're getting it over with early, all right? They're doing it early so they get the ice bags on the knees.
Real quick.
This how I remember it in the 90s. The ice bags on the knees was a thing. So this is what it was, man. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not shocked, surprised, or like upset about it. Like, I expected them to get their ass whooped. Mm-hmm. What I didn't like was just how the Bulls did things to lead to that ass whooping, to help them get to that ass whooping. Yeah. Like, that's what I don't like. Mm-hmm. I expect them to lose. I just don't like them helping them get there. We'll get into that as the show goes.
We will get into that. Right now, we're going to take our first quick break here on CHGO Bulls Postgame, presented by DraftKings. While we're doing that, all y'all tuned in there out in Bulls Nation, do us a solid. Hit that thumbs up button if you're watching along with us on YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. Helps us out a lot. And, of course, if you aren't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to CHGO Sports on YouTube so you get alerts every time we go live. Mm-hmm. When we come back on the other side. Super chat here and there. More thoughts on tonight's blowout loss. I do want to talk about Zach a little bit more. I saw some comments about Zach's game tonight. We will get to that. Plus, we got to give some shout-outs to people we ran into at the United Center tonight. We will do all of that coming up after the break. But first,
Goose Island. Did you hear me? I said Goose Island Beer Company. That's what it is, y'all. And Goose Island beer is absolutely delicious. And I mean amazing. We went into a spot today at the UC, put a credit cards in. They let us in. I was a little weary, but I had Matt with me, so I knew I'd be protected. Y'all feel me? So I knew I'd be okay.
I was scared.
Went in there, saw that they had the Black Hawks Pale Ale ready to go.
Love it.
Grabbed me not one, but two, because I had to get one for my main man, Mark K, dog. I had to hook him up and let him have some of that, y'all. It is delicious. They have so many amazing beers, man. Y'all see that Bull City 312, that limited edition can right there that matches the 22-23 City Edition uniforms. They also got, of course, the 312 Wheat Ale, the Bourbon County Stout, the Christmas IPA, the Beer Hug IPA Series, the Green Line, and, of course, the Mark K stamped Matilda. Got it ready for you. And also, of course, hey, Matt, you know anything tomorrow?
I got no plans.
No plans. Zero.
I got a 15 case of no plans in my beer fridge at home right now.
Yes. Shout out Mariano's.
Shout out Mariano's.
Yes.
I got the last one there.
I'm proud of you.
My goodness.
I'm proud of you, sir.
And by I got a 15 case, I mean I did, and now there's only 9 left.
Sounds right. Sounds right. He's ready to go.
Trying to ration them.
He is an adult.
So delicious.
Yes, they are. They are, man. And also, you guys can just go ahead and hit one of their 2 locations and get you some of this delicious beer that is on tap. You can grab beer right now from those innovation tanks at the Goose Island Tap Room at 1800 West Fulton, or get yourself a smash burger and a fresh beer of the week at the original Clybourne Brew House at 1800 North Clybourne. For reservations and pickup, go to gooseisland.com/locations, because it's the Goose Island Beer Company, the true taste of Chicago.
Tonight's post game also brought to you all by our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. NBA fans, if you haven't signed up yet, why wait? Now's the time. We're on the cusp of NBA playoff action.
Not
and
the
you know
cusp.
what makes NBA playoff action even more entertaining and exciting is when you've got a little extra stake in the game, a little scratch, like I did tonight.
Yeah, you did.
When I was a Bulls fan sitting proudly in the 216 section of the Madhouse.
Flex.
With a lot of money on the Sixers to cover the spread. Because that's what I do. Sign up with that promo code CHGO and you'll get that incredible offer of $5 down on any NBA action and $200 in bonus bets instantly when you make that first $5 bet. Plus, of course, the no sweat DraftKings same game parlay. I put one together tonight, didn't quite hit because it involved Joel Embiid doing a lot of things. So,
and he went to sleep.
Go figure. He had the night off, essentially. It's okay, though, because I got a bonus bet back on that DraftKings same game parlay, and you will too.
That's amazing.
So don't wait. Sign up for your DraftKings Sportsbook account with that promo code CHGO at sign up.
Joey, can I ask you a question? So when you do the Joey, first shot of the game or first bucket of the game, do free throws count for that?
First field goal of the game.
So it's field goal. So no free throws at all.
First field goal of the game.
Okay.
Also, DraftKings should rename it the Joey First Bucket Bet.
I agree with you completely.
It should.
I think it should be that thing, man. It's the only thing that gets them excited about watching basketball.
That's not true. That's not the only thing that gets me excited, but it does get me excited.
It gets him the most excited.
Thank you, Joe. I mean, come on now. If we're gonna be honest out here, let's be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the most honest I've seen. It's the most excited I've seen you is when that first bucket goes in.
Wait a minute.
So
okay, time out. There's an imposter account of me.
Oh no! Wait,
somebody created a fake
Joey
Spathis?
account?
That is not me.
There's a fake Spathis?
This is not me.
Wait, hold on. Zoom that out.
Zoom that in. Wait.
Is this your LinkedIn profile
that?
picture,
That's
Joey?
That's my
Joey, what
LinkedIn
is
profile.
that?
Yeah, that's my LinkedIn profile.
Is it?
That's from when I.
Of course,
Is
it's
that
your
your high
LinkedIn
school? Is
profile.
that a high
No,
school
that was my fraternity headshot.
Ah, okay. Look at him.
Have you?
Look at that little man. Look at this guy.
Who the hell is doing this?
The fraternity headshot pictures that are always taken,
Yeah.
and then like they all have their little mini heads all in one frame together, and they hang them proudly in the front. Doesn't it tickle you that all of those people are degenerates? Like if you see them not in a little mini headshot circle in a framed picture on the wall of their frat house, and they're like, "Oh, look at me in my coat and tie."
You would think
It's
that'd
like,
be okay.
no, that dude's wearing a pair of board shorts, doing a keg stand.
Are you saying Joey Spathis is a degenerate?
Well, see, this is why I was
when
hesitant.
that photo was taken.
I was hesitant to mention it. I was just going to say this is just a picture of me, not, I didn't want to mention, the Greek.
I mean, that's it. Look at you, Joe. That's a heck of a picture. What year was
I am
this?
so confused.
What year is that?
No, this is not.
Freshman,
First of all,
sophomore, junior,
that was
senior?
in 2024.
This was in 2021.
So you're like 18 there.
No, I was 22.
You were how old?
I have commented on this channel plenty of times. I'm going to get on my real account and comment so everybody could see that that's not
Somebody
me.
made a fake
Somebody
Joey.
made Joey. You should be proud.
I mean,
I'm
Seriously.
I am proud and concerned.
I was going to say, this is what happens when you get close to 1K. People just want to imitate you, bro.
That's it.
Man.
Everybody wants to
Joey.
be like Joey.
Hey.
Also,
They want to be like Joey, man.
we all know what happened when Skynet took over. Like, I mean, you've been talking about this Joey army for years. And
This is the army, Joey. The robots have been created.
now the robots are taking
No,
control.
this is not. See, I don't like this because there's misinformation being spread. Here, this
I
is
love that they tracked down.
Look at this one. Look, I am the real
headshot.
Wait, there's another one?
Is this another
This
one?
is me.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, that's you.
This
That's
is the
actually-
real
I need you-
Joey.
I don't believe
I
it. I need you to
recognize
get a
the
picture.
J in the green circle.
That's right.
Actually Joey.
That's actually me. This is what I comment with. Those who are familiar with the chat will know.
All we need now is for George Spathis to log online. What's
Yo.
your mum's name? Mary Spathis? I'm saying it's Mary Spathis.
Lisa.
Lisa Spathis.
Hey, look at fake Joey. He says, I look handsome.
Wait, is that the real? Is that real woke goat?
Is that the real goat?
This is the
believe it's
real.
him.
This is the real goat.
That's the real goat.
See, here's the thing. I mean, I don't
That's the same
know.
as his Twitter profile picture. Joey versus Bowies.
I
Bowies.
just for the record, just texted all my friends and said, "Which one of you is doing this? Which one of you is in the freaking YouTube?"
Fake Joey
comments
just
right
said,
now?"
"I love you guys." Who are you, Fake Joey?
Who are you, fake Joey?
Show yourself.
Show
It's okay.
yourself.
Let us know who you
We'll
are.
take it. We'll take it.
First of all, I like you, fake Joey. I think you're hilarious. You're making me laugh right now. But Joey, you should really honestly be flattered by this, man. Somebody cared enough about you to make a fake profile of you, and you're never on camera. That is an awesome thing, Joe.
It means a great deal to me. I appreciate it.
Your
awesome
old
thing.
Fraternity.
Yes.
Or
no, my LinkedIn.
Your LinkedIn
my
page.
LinkedIn. I'm betting if you Googled my name, this will probably come up.
I love that. You look like such a handsome young man.
You know
who is not fake?
Who?
Kobe White.
Hey!
Segue Joey.
That's a
right there.
segue.
Come on.
That's a good segue.
That's a segue.
Joey.
Segue Joey in the building.
Our DraftKings king of the game.
Swing on 100,000
19 points
trillion.
off the bench on 8 of 13, 3 of 6 from downtown. I like on a night when basically this entire Bulls team felt like a dud. There were many possessions where I was like, "Oh, at least Kobe's trying out there."
Yeah, tons.
At least Kobe's trying out there. And for that, and also DeMar leaving the game early with an injury after not making a single field goal, and Zach having kind of a rough night, Vooch didn't do much of anything tonight either. When Kobe makes an impression like that off the bench, you get king of the game.
Yeah, like his handles were in full display.
Yep.
And that's what I really enjoyed watching him. He made plays that I didn't think he could make.
Man.
Even though having the handles that he has, I'm like, he can't make that. Oh, my God, he made that. The dribble behind the back when he split the double team and got to the bucket was awesome. The play he had against Embiid when he brought him out of the paint and then crossed him, hit him with the fake, and then went up and under and hit him with the layup. Awesome stuff, man. Like, that's the kind of stuff where I was watching it, Marquet, and I was like, man, you might want to get this dude a check. Like seriously. Like he was solid tonight in a sea of trash. Like he was really, really solid tonight, man. Like he really performed at a high level. He wasn't forcing things. He was taking his time. And as soon as that play was done, as I've said many times, as soon as that play was done, he was on to the next play. Yeah. And I appreciate that about him.
He was the most controlled ball tonight. Like we talked about it before. Like Zach was pressing, he was turning the ball over. He was really trying to get in the lane and trying to force things. Kobe was doing the same thing in the sense that he was trying to get to the basket, but he felt like he was in control the whole time. 8 of 13 tonight, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. So he had his jumper game going, but he was getting to the basket, really showing off that improved handle, that tight handle he had more generally tonight. So he was clearly the best player tonight by a long way. So I mean, shouts to Kobe. He's really established himself now as like a legitimately, decent, good bench guy, someone you can rely on every night, sort of thing. So, I'm getting sidetracked here by the fake Joey Spathis, but the real Kobe White.
You're the one who put his comment up on the screen.
You know what I'm
Joe.
saying? Like, come on, dog.
No, seriously, like Kobe was clearly the best player tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know how many Bulls actually had a positive game tonight. So in that sense, it's like, all right, Kobe was one of one tonight, but at the same time, shout out for him for actually showing up, trying to influence this game and trying to actually be a commendable player tonight, and he was that. So, Kobe was definitely the game, our king of the game. For sure.
As we were maybe going to talk about Zach having a rough night tonight with forcing it a little bit and pressing, trying to do too much. And Laura Lou, in the comments wherever you are, I'm sorry. I know you're like out here defending Zach to the death.
Is Laura Lou a Bulls fan?
Yes,
I think it might be
or a
Zach fan.
She might be a Zach fan. She lives in Toronto. I don't know where the allegiance comes from.
I thought it was the
real
ghost
Bulls
account
fan.
of Zach's wife, considering how much they defend Zach here every night.
I am pretty confident that if the Bulls
Laura Lou,
traded,
there's never a goon of the night on a loss. Trust me.
she's calling out fake Joey, who said I am goon of the night, and she said that's the proof that he is not the real Joey because he is suggesting that there would be a goon of the night.
Joe?
No, you're asking.
Like he had to break that home down. You see how he had to break it the whole thing down?
I was going to say, I think that if the Bulls traded Zach LaVine to Phoenix, Laura would be tuning into the PHNX.
Yeah,
post
I get that vibe too, but like,
fair enough. But thanks for being here.
but we'll take her all day.
we appreciate it, but nonetheless, like Zach was bad tonight, Vooch was bad tonight, DeMar was bad.
See, that's the
tonight.
thing. Laura in the comments I saw earlier was like, everybody's going to pin this loss on Zach. Everybody's going to blame Zach for this loss.
No,
one's
everybody
blaming
got their
Zach
ass whooped. Nobody's
squarely for
blaming
this
Zach.
loss.
They were all shit.
This whole team
All
played
of
like
them.
crap tonight.
The entire
And what I was going to say
It's a big pile of
on
shit.
on the heels of Mark, you saying like nobody on this Bulls team really had a positive night tonight. Of the Bulls starting 5, Zach had the best plus minus at minus 20.
Yay!
Hooray! Hey, Fake Joey is hilarious. Man said I wrote my essay and it's awesome.
Why don't I have it? Why is it not on my desk, Fake Joey?
Why is it not on Peck's desk? Have that ready to go. I like it very much.
Talk to me.
I wanted to say this.
Talk to me about
You
George
don't have
Lenny.
a desk.
He's got a desk. He can sit right over there. That's a desk
What do you
right
call
there.
that over there?
A desk. Not okay, sorry.
It's communal. It's communal work table, aka my desk.
My desk.
Damn it.
Yes. I do want to say about Kobe, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Okay.
I thought this was a game where Kobe, like you said, was clearly the best player. I haven't seen him have I'm the best player on this team shit since the rookie season.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But when you were saying that, that's all I was thinking about was those games when he was dropping 30.
Yeah. Towards the end of his rookie season?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
That's all I was thinking about was when you said that. And I'm like, I don't think he's had another game like that where I'm like, yo, Kobe is the dude on the squad right now. This was the first game since then that I could remember where I was like, he was the dude on the squad right now. Like, there wasn't anybody better than Kobe White. And regardless, because, like you said, DeMar was injured. Zach was just trying to be old Zach. Like, things just weren't clicking for Vooch. And somebody had to take over and somebody had to score. And it was going to be Kobe White tonight. But I just loved how in control he was. And I wish somebody had came with him and said, I want to play basketball too. But he looked more focused. He looked like he was ready for NBA play. Because, again, he was doing this stuff against Embiid. You know what I'm saying? That lets you know he was ready for NBA play. And Embiid is going to be all defensive as well. And whatever he gets in the MVP, whatever he gets in the All-NBA, he's going to be on the all-defensive squad as well. So doing that stuff against him and making him look like a fool on certain plays, I got to give that kind of love to Kobe White, man. But it's, again, I haven't seen him do that since his rookie season, man. And if I'm wrong about it, please, y'all let me know.
No, I completely agree with you. And I say this as someone that was very much out on Kobe after year 3. And then Brandon in the comments here suggesting that, Kobe did what he did because it was an ineffective game. It was a nothing game type thing. And he scored his points because it was a nothing game. But I don't agree with that at all. Like, I think, like, even me as a Kobe detractor entering this season, he has impressed me the way he's developed his game. The ball handling, the way that's come along. I didn't think Kobe would ever get to this point. Like, even in his peak years.
Yeah.
I didn't think Kobe would get to this point from a ball handling point at any point.
Yeah.
The fact that he's done it in year 4, shout outs to Kobe for doing that.
For sure.
We can talk about the fact that no other bullshit turned up, that this was a nothing game, and fine, maybe he got some easy lanes because of that. But I think more generally all season, Kobe has been ready every single game. Like, sure, he's going to have a couple games here and there that don't necessarily hit. His shooting can be wayward. We know he'll have stretches where, he's 0 from 10 and all of a sudden he'll hit 10 of 18 or something like that. We know what this guy's, his flaws are. We know what his positives are. But I think Kobe more generally this season has been a steadying force. So he's actually really impressed me this season. Like I said, I was never a Kobe guy. I came into this season being a Kobe detractor thinking, all right, we're into year 4, whatever. Let's just play this year out. He'll probably end up on a bum team next season. He's going to be playing on the Orlando Magic next season, and we'll be ruining the loss of Kobe White at that point. But Kobe has been a super effective role player for this team. He's been very, very consistent. I think he's probably been more consistent than Pat Williams and Ayo Dosunmu this season, actually.
Honestly,
so if we're talking about all the young guys on this team right now, sure, he's probably played more minutes, he's played more games, he's got more experience than these guys. But I think Kobe's actually had a really, really solid season. So you won't hear any complaints at all from me about Kobe White. I think he's more generally been fantastic, and tonight, clearly the Bulls' best player.
All right. We are now going to welcome in our guy. He's that man. He's coiffed. Perfectly so.
That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
It's good stuff.
Will_Gottlieb is his Twitter handle. He is our guy, Will the GOAT, coming to us from the Madhouse, where we were able to say what's up to him earlier tonight. We won't take up too much of your time, Will, tonight, because this one was pretty gross. But first and foremost, and most importantly, DeMar DeRozan left this game and did not return. The report I saw mid-game is that it was a quad, I believe. Is it the same injury that caused him to miss some games leading up to that Paris trip earlier this season? And what's the status after the game tonight?
It is the right quad, same one that caused him to miss some games, as you said. Doesn't seem too serious. Both Zach and Vooch said that they talked to him and he seemed fine. DeMar elected to not speak with the media after the game, so we didn't get a chance to talk with him. But I would be surprised if it was anything too serious. I feel like, we saw that sort of report about Embiid not playing the second half because of the score. I think there might have been something going on there with DeMar as well. We don't know, but that's what the Bulls called it. So we'll just have to wait and see, but it does not seem too serious.
Will, we saw that also Caruso was a late game scratch. Do you have any more detail on that as to why?
Yeah, he was listed as available when we spoke to Billy pregame, which is like 45 minutes before tip, or an hour and 45 minutes, I should say. But he was ready to go. He went on the court and did his warm-ups, and I guess he felt some soreness. It seems like the Bulls were being just as cautious as possible, given that they're about to head on a 3-game road trip. They probably saw Harden wasn't playing and thought they might be able to get away with giving him an extra game's rest. And it turned out to be the complete opposite of that. Like, they didn't need him because they were down 35 the whole game. But hopefully he'll be good to go for Friday night against Portland. I think he's trending that way and should be able to go for this road trip.
William, how is the team interpreting this loss? Is this like one of those losses where they're really ruining? They're really, they're still obviously fighting for their their playing chances rather. And are they like lamenting this situation, or are they just sort of like, okay, this was one bad loss, let's regroup. We've got an opportunity again against Portland. Next game coming up. Like, what were the vibes in the locker room after this one?
I don't have the whole quote written down, but I think Zach mentioned multiple times, we got to take this one on the head. We got our ass kicked. And I think that is pretty much exactly what happened. They got their ass kicked. It was like, for me, I was just looking at some of the numbers from it, and it's like such a bad loss, such like an outlier loss that it's hard to really make anything from it, especially with how well they have been playing. And so obviously it stings. It hurts your chances of moving up towards the 8th seed. And it's obviously like pretty demoralizing in the sense that like you're kind of flying high a little bit, thinking you're onto something here, and then all of a sudden you get just absolutely your ass kicked. It has to not feel great, but I don't think they're like really beat up about it. I think it's kind of like, well, this was just about as bad as anything could possibly go. We got to take our lump and just move on to the next one. Yeah,
Will, and I don't mean to put you on the spot when I ask this, but I'm curious because
anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. But Zach LaVine and how he played, it seemed like he kind of reverted back to the old Zach that we know and that we saw, kind of forcing things, a lot of turnovers, getting the ball stripped from him and things like that. Was that asked of him? Like, what was his mindset? Was he just, because of DeMar and his situation, was he just trying to take over? And of course, obviously, because they were down by 20, he just felt like he had to put some things on his shoulders?
I think it's a couple of things. He wasn't asked directly about it, but if you've talked to Billy or Zach over the past month, everything that they'll say is like, Zach needs to be more aggressive. Zach needs to do more getting downhill and going to the basket. And so you mentioned DeMar being out and not having any sort of like secondary offensive driver. Obviously, Vooch was out there, but getting to the rim, there wasn't really anybody else that can do that. So that was a problem. And then on top of that, the way that the 76ers were defending was basically picking the Bulls up full court, running down the shot clock, and then basically doing what the Bucks did to the Bulls in the playoffs, which was like have 3 or 4 bodies in the paint and say, dare you to shoot. You're not going to get into the rim. You're not going to create these closeouts that can generate good ball movement and open threes. We're just going to make you shoot. And so I think Zach, his mentality to me, and this is my read on it, is he just wanted to get downhill to try to create something for this offense that scored 91 points, that basically had the same offensive performance that the Sixers had on Monday night. So it was just, that's why I say you kind of have to throw it out, because I think the Sixers did a really good job game planning. And I think given that everything went wrong for the Bulls starting from the first 30 seconds of the game, it was just, there was no way they were climbing out of that. I think you kind of have to credit Zach for continuing to put pressure on the rim, or trying to, but there was just nothing you could really do out there.
We won't take up too much of your time, Will, on a night this ugly, but before we let you go, this is the last night that Marquet will be sitting in your chair.
Oh, I feel bad that they sent him off with this stinker of a game. That was tough.
They needed to.
They needed to give him the full Bulls experience.
Exactly.
Will.
I agree.
That's fair. That's a fair take.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any parting words for your dear friend and ours, Marquet, before he gets on a plane and flies home to Australia tomorrow?
Well, this is basically how we normally do our shows across the interweb. But yeah, man, it was great to have you. I loved having you. It was great to get to know you outside of the podcast. It was awesome to do HQ in person. I'm really glad Kevin took that photo of us. Probably going to frame it somewhere. But it was awesome. I hope you come back soon. I hope you had a good time. I hope we showed you a good version of Chicago. And I'm really happy that you got to go to these Bulls games, meet all the people that you've known online for years and years. It seems like it was a really good trip, and I hope it was.
Yeah. There was a moment in Goose Island pub today where I was saying goodbye to the GOAT, and I got emotional. And I'm getting emotional again now. So, yeah.
Does it just make your heart feel warm?
Nothing but love. Nothing but love.
Come on now.
Man.
Come on now. Come on now. This is real shit out here, y'all.
I love you,
real
William.
emotion.
I love who you are.
Stop staring at his hair.
William, you will be back in studio with Big Dave and myself on Friday as the Bulls, as you mentioned, hit the road. They start with a West Coast trip game against the Blazers Friday night, 9 p.m. tip-off Central Time. So we will see you back here in studio on Friday. But in the meantime, keep doing what you do. Everybody follow Will on Twitter, Will_Gottlieb. Make sure you're reading everything he writes for us
Corver jersey.
at allchgo.com.
Hey, Will, before you head out.
Will.
Will, what's your take on the Foey? You know, who's the real Joey?
Joey really is on this.
I don't know, but I love that you just completely derailed the conversation there to make it about you. That was
We're trying to let
talk
Will.
about him.
We're trying to let Will get out of here.
Yeah, he wants to talk
quick
about
postgame
himself.
pop in.
Derail what
And
conversation?
Joey
The conversation of
wants
us.
to talk about the fake Joey.
Joey wants to talk
That
about
wasn't
Joey.
a conversation. We were literally letting you go. All right. Sorry to interrupt, Will.
Wait. One last thing. I've been betting on this Corver jersey. It's up to $35 now.
Oh,
So, sorry.
Why do people want that?
For
I think
you.
it's one of our listeners that's bidding against you
Somebody
guys to
sent
make it
that to
more
me this
expensive for some
morning,
reason.
Will. Somebody sent it to me and was like,
Tinfoil hat.
and all it said
Conspiracy
was,
theory.
you know what you have to do, Big Dave.
Hey,
That's all it
I
said.
got the same message.
You got to say what, dude? It was the same thing. You know
send
what
the
you
link
got to
this
do.
way. I'll go as high as 50.
You'll go 50 on it?
I'll go 50
Pat
on
can
it.
go 50 on it.
To see Will in a Corver jersey. I'll
Oh,
go
we're gonna
50.
see this.
Send me the link. Didn't
Oh,
you
it's
say
gonna
that the
I wanna see the
auction ends
games.
tomorrow?
This
Yes,
is
auction
Isn't that what you said, Will?
remaining Kyle Korver Bulls
9:56
jersey.
tomorrow.
I want to see the
9:56
games,
tomorrow.
Will. I want to see the games.
We're getting it. Will, always appreciate you popping
Love
into
you all.
post game, buddy. We will see you on Friday.
My
That's
man.
Will the Goat Gottlieb, everybody. All right, we got to take one more quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up. I know we got some super chats we got to get to.
Yes.
Some shout outs we got to get to.
Yes.
Woof. Bulls lose big.
Let's get to this.
Hold that thought.
Foco! Chicago!
Hello. Yes, that's us.
And Fake Joey, what up? You've already got the best coverage for your favorite sports team, so get fitted out in the best sports gear around. Who you get that from? That would be CHGO first, and then Foco. Because Foco's got you covered from Soldier Field to the living room, north side to the south side, hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads, everything in betwixt. Get that guy like the bar! With apparel from the leader in sports merch and collectibles, who that is Foco. Looking for the perfect gift for any football fan in your life, or baseball fan, or golf fan, or rugby fan, or soccer fan, or wrestling fan? You heard me, Matt Peck. Woo! Very good. Foco's got you covered with the hoodies to fight that Lake Michigan breeze. Check out Foco.com or click the link in your description below. For all non-pre-sale items, use the promo code CHGO for 10% off. Because it's Foco!
Show.
Hey!
The Marquet Whisper.
You heard?
It's so good.
He's on it.
It's so good.
He's on it.
Tonight's CHGO Bulls Postgame also brought to you all by our friends at ComEd. The ComEd Energy Efficiency Program is committed to helping families and businesses in the communities they serve save money and energy. Two things worth saving. ComEd offers free facility assessments that can help find energy-saving opportunities, whether it's lighting, HVAC systems, commercial kitchen equipment, or industrial processes. An authorized engineer will work with you to develop a detailed assessment plan specific to your goals and needs. These can be done in person or virtually and last approximately 2 hours. Within 3 to 4 weeks, customers will receive a report detailing energy efficiency projects that they can start working on immediately. Each recommendation will include estimated energy savings and cost savings, a project cost, and potential incentives, as well as simple payback plans. So here's what you do. Don't wait. Get started saving money and energy, both of them, today. For energy saving tips and to schedule your free facility assessment, go to ComEd.com/poweringbiz. That's B-I-Z biz. Ready to sign up for a facility assessment? You can call them at 1-855-433-2700 during normal business hours to speak with a ComEd Energy Efficiency Program representative. You can also email them businessee@comed.com or request an assessment online on their website at comed.com/facility assessment. Before we get to our super chats to round out the night, I did want to take a quick moment to shout out some people that we ran into at the United Center tonight.
Thank you, Fake
We are
Spathis.
always happy to run into fellow Bulls fans when we're out.
Always.
In the streets, at the Madhouse, wherever we are. And Marquet, shall we start with the fine people you're chatting with in the seats next to us tonight?
Yeah.
AJ and Ashley, I believe?
Yeah. We were sitting next to them the whole game, and then I had a tap on the shoulder, and I was like, "Oh, are you guys the CHGO guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And then we were just talking shop for the remaining third quarter. We obviously bailed on the game a little bit earlier than what we needed to make sure we got back in time.
Yeah.
But is that what we're doing, Dave?
No,
but yeah,
we're doing it now.
But fantastic people. We were just talking Bulls with Bulls fans. Like this has been the highlight of my trip. Just talking nonsense with Bulls fans. So yeah, shout out to them. At the Goose Bar as well, we caught up with some fans as well. I know you were earlier than me tonight, so you met a lot more than I did.
So so you also got an opportunity to meet Rob and his wife Caitlin. Shout out to them.
Shout out.
We relayed to you the story of years ago, Zach LaVine's first season with the Bulls, coming off of his ACL recovery. So it was like the spring of 2018, it must have been. Me and my old Locked On Bulls co-host, Jordan Malley, shout out to Jordan,
Flex.
Much love always, did like a giveaway to our listeners. And the winners, we brought them and a friend with 4 tickets, 2 for me and Jordan, 2 for the winner of our contest, to a Bulls game with us. And even though it was a tanking season, it was like, let's still just go to the UC and have a good time. Because even when the Bulls may not be giving you what they want, what you want them to be giving you, it's still an experience to go to the United Center, as Mark, you have learned on your trip here. And so Jordan and I ended up taking this guy, Rob, our buddy, and his dad, shout out to them, to this game that it was a Bulls T-Wolves game back in 2018.
Okay.
And it was one of Zach's first games back from his ACL, and Zach went off against his former team.
Yeah.
And it was a back and forth, just barn burner of a
Him and
game,
Jimmy game.
that the Bulls went on to win. That was Jimmy's Timberwolves.
I remember.
And I was so aboard the tank at that point, but I was sitting in the United Center that night with my guy Jordan and Rob and his dad, and loving every second of that Bulls victory. And it was so cool that I was just sitting at the Goose Pub tonight, and who taps me on the shoulder but Rob. All these years later, after we brought him and his pops to a game years ago.
That's cool, man.
So cool.
Yeah.
It's, like Bulls fans,
Yeah.
when you're in that building, it just, God, you feel
does something
a part
too.
of something bigger.
I saw it do it to my man Marquet when we were watching the game, and I saw him just getting excited, just about mistakes the Bulls were making. Like, he was very animated tonight because it's something about being in that stadium, man. It does something to you, Marquet.
It might have been that Garrett's popcorn that got me in the mood, I've never had some Garrett popcorn, but then when I hit the caramel section,
yes, sir.
I was like, yeah, I'm on a different plane now.
Taking off, ladies and gentlemen. Had to get him some Garrett's, y'all. You know you're in the city. You had to get that man some Garrett's, the Chicago mix, the caramel, the cheese mix. I'm so glad you had that. I really am.
Thank you for getting me that.
Oh, no doubt. I got your back.
That was beautiful.
I got your back.
That was probably the highlight of my night, to be honest with you.
Yes, sir. I got your back. I got your back, man. Fake Joey is correct. Hey, Fake Joey is pretty awesome. Fake Joey is an awesome individual. I am
so confused as to who Fake Joey is at this point.
I don't know, but I just know they're awesome. You know, they're very kind, you know what I'm saying, and all those kind of wonderful things. They say wonderful things. Shout out Fake Joey.
Shout out Fake Joey. Also, shout out to Carrie and his wife, Tasha, who also were hanging out at the Goose Pub at the United Center tonight.
Okay.
I was sitting there having my first beer, waiting for Mark to arrive, waiting for you to arrive. Hey, are you Matt from CHGO? Yes, I am. Awesome dude named Carrie, lifelong Bulls fan. And he and I just start talking about this season and then talking about our lifelong Bulls fandom. And I know as soon as we get into this that I'm going to lose, but we start going tit for tat as far as like our best moments being in the building as Bulls fans.
Oh, I like this story.
And so
I like this.
And it's so funny because our guy Carm of CHGO Bears, shout out to him, was talking to Doc Rivers about this very thing tonight. He was talking about the All-Star Game 88, MJ, Chicago, dunk contest, Dominique. And I'm chatting with this guy, Kerry, my new Bulls fan BFF at the Goose Island Pub in the United Center.
Shout out.
And he's like, yeah, that's definitely one of my highlight moments as a Bulls fan. I was just a young teenage kid at the old Chicago Stadium, and I watched that dunk contest between MJ and Dominique.
Amazing.
And I was like, are you effing kidding me, man? Are you a real person? You saw that and what? So jealous. And then I tried to do my part to fight back to prove that I'm a legit Bulls fan who still knows something about the good old days.
Take a swing.
And I told him, 97, game 1, finals. Malone misses 2 free throws because Scotty says mailmen don't deliver on Sundays.
He did.
MJ gets the inbound pass on the other end. Buzzer beater for the win. Game 1 of the finals. I was there in the building.
Face pump.
Just a chubby little kid
right there,
going bananas up in the rafters. And he's like, and Kerry's like, all right. He's like, Portland 92. And I was like, don't do it to me, Kerry. Don't tell me this. And I was like, shrug? And he was like, shrug.
Yeah.
I met a man at the United Center tonight who was just a young Bulls fan at the old stadium who witnessed the MJ shrug against the Blazers.
Amazing.
In the frickin' finals.
That's cool.
That's like, I will cherish that moment of just meeting a Bulls fan who was there for that forever. Shout out to you, Carrie. Shout out to your wife, Tasha. Incredibly nice people. I always love meeting new Bulls fans, but like, holy shit. In a season like this, some of us who were there harken back to the old days and they always make you feel better. I met someone who witnessed the shrug in person tonight. And that is so freaking cool.
That is very, very cool. Like, not only do you know somebody who witnessed the shrug, you know somebody who was actually on the team for the shrug. Like, we know 2 things about that. That is really awesome,
That's
Matt.
true.
That's really awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Peck doing big things. I enjoy it. But it ain't about that right now, Matt. You know what it's about? It's about this man right here. It's about Mark K, sir. Mark K on his last night here in CHGO Studios, man.
Yeah.
After spending a whole week here in Chicago, I am curious on your feelings, sir, about, you know, your experience, you know, what it was for you, you know what I mean, what you're going to miss, and just fill us in on how you're feeling at this moment, my friend.
I'm pretty emotional right now, to be honest with you. I don't know if a little story for you guys. At my wedding, my speech went for 30 minutes.
What?
It went for a long ass time.
That's a long ass speech, Marquez.
I in preparation for that speech, I thought like this might go 15 minutes tops, but in actual person, it went for 30 minutes.
Wow.
And then part of the reason why I went for that long was I got emotional through that stretch. So I can tend to be emotional, yeah?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to try to get through this as best as I possibly can.
The floor is yours, man. Take your time.
But I've just had the best time, the best possible time, I guess. I didn't really know what to expect. I knew it was going to be cool, but I didn't necessarily know it was going to be this good. Okay, so I mean, let's start high level. The city itself, beautiful city. It's felt like home. I've talked about it before, but the way the city's set up, the way it feels, the look of the city, the people of the city, it felt like home in a lot of ways. Yeah. So Chicago itself, you guys all know this already, but Chicago is just a beautiful city. The people of this city itself, I haven't met anyone at any point through my 10 days here who was mean to me, like just looked me away or whatever. Like everyone was so welcoming. Everyone just wanted to have a good time. Like we were talking about our guy AJ who was sitting next to us tonight at the Bulls game. We were talking shop for 20 minutes tonight, just talking Bulls. And like that was one example, but that was basically how it felt like through the last 10 days essentially. So my opinion of the people of Chicago, let alone the city itself, has just, like I said, I didn't know what to expect based on the people. You hear a lot of things about the US from where I'm from, let's say.
Sure.
But this city and the people within this city, absolutely incredible. So to everyone that took some time out of their day to come say hello to us, to come say hello to me, shout out to our guy Michael Walton tonight, who we also caught up at the UC.
Oh, man.
Like that was just one small example, but like people were just so gracious and so kind and so welcoming with their time, whether it was in person, whether it was people online in our YouTube comments here, people within the CHGO community, people on Twitter, whatever the situation may be. Like people were just so welcoming and all the amount of good notes that I received over the last 10 days has just been overwhelming, to be honest with you. And then I guess more generally, taking another step back, like all the people that I've known for years and years and years to like make time for me to go grab a coffee, to go grab a pizza or whatever it might be, just spending time in their day to hang out with me is extremely humbling. So I won't name everyone because I got to meet a lot of fantastic people over the last week and a bit, but it still boggles my mind, to be honest with you, how many people were willing to take the time out of their day to come hang out with me whilst I was here. So it was cool just to meet so many people that I've known for so long. And that's the strange thing. Like, I'm some Australian dude who hails from Melbourne, has nothing to do with Chicago apart from this Bulls team, but for whatever reason has an affinity for this city because of this basketball team. So irrespective of nights when they get absolutely pummeled by the Sixers, like I still enjoyed myself because I'm here in Chicago. I'm fulfilling a lifelong dream. So on top of that, like the Bulls actually had a winning record whilst I was here.
While you were here.
3-2.
Yes.
It would have been nice for it to be 4-1, but 3-2, like I said before, it's a 49 win rate. That's still pretty good.
Yes, it is.
That's still pretty good, eh? So I'll certainly take that. But look, being here, like I obviously wanted to come to Chicago to see a Bulls game. Like that was priority number one. But equally as important to me was just being here with you guys. Maybe people in the comments won't necessarily understand it. Maybe. Again, I'm getting emotional at this point, but I've been doing this for a long time, I guess, and to be here with you guys in the studio, this is everything, man. This is everything. So.
Look,
this is bad radio, but
people,
Mark, with you, brother.
People in the comments do understand.
I hope they do,
because Bulls fans are everywhere, and like,
swarm, baby.
We're like, it's something that we have always loved about this fan base, because you say, as you describe yourself as some guy over in Australia talking about the Bulls, but I was telling some of our CHGO colleagues about this like earlier this week while you were here on your visit, and saying like, when I first signed up for Twitter in the 20-teens, somewhere in there,
that's a flex.
You were one of the first people I found on Twitter talking about the Bulls, and I begrudgingly made a Twitter account because I wanted to connect with other Chicago sports fans.
You begrudging?
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
No, Twitter's a cesspool.
I'm shocked.
And I avoided it for as long as possible. That's not the point. Mark K is one of the first people I ever found on Twitter talking about the Bulls. And I found him, and I was like, this guy seems smart. and he seems kind of cynically funny in a way that I relate to. Follow. Mark, you are one of the first Bulls people I ever followed on Twitter.
Wow.
And the fact that we are sitting here on this set in these chairs and you made this trip all these years later is so incredibly meaningful. And it's the same way that it's so incredibly meaningful that in our post game on Monday night, Ben Dean and his lady come through our studio, come out to our watch party, having made a trek all the way from Seoul, South Korea. It's the same reason why I saw French Bulls TV in the comments earlier. Shout out to everybody that we met in Paris, the same way that it's impactful to us as Bulls fans, that we got to meet Bulls fans in Paris.
Yeah.
This team and its fans are everywhere.
All over the place.
And it doesn't matter where you lay your head every night. If you're tuning in to our content at CHGO Bulls, and more importantly, tuning in to watch our beloved Bulls play basketball every night from October to April, you are a part of this family, and it doesn't freaking matter where you live. And that shit is important, and it is beautiful. That's all I got to say about that.
The first international podcast I was on was Mark K. It was the very first one. And I let him know that we were on there. I was like, dude, I've never been on it, and this is crazy. And I remember being on it, and at that point in time, it let me know that I knew basketball because I listened to his pod. I know how Mark K is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is very numbers, X's and O's. You know, this is what it is. It's not. It's about, you know, what's going on the court. We're going to break this all down. You know, so for him to ask me to be on there. Not just because I'm silly, you know, not because I'm funny, but because I do know what I'm talking about sometimes. So when I had him on the show, or when he had me on the show, it meant a lot to me. It really did. Because like I said, it was my first time on some international podcasts, but it was with Mark K. Like, that was a name. MK Hoops is a name and a presence on Twitter. That is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. That is a thing. So for him to have me on there, and for me to have him on mine, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, and have those long conversations, you know, just having those debates and having those discussions and getting to know the person, you know, of Mark K. Because I'm telling you, when you get to know the person of Mark K and not just the dude who's on Twitter, you know, messing with all y'all out there, but when you actually get to talk to him and speak to him and get to know him, you're like, oh, this dude is cool as hell. This dude is, you understand, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is the cool dude. Like, he understands the game of basketball and what we're talking about out here. So it meant a lot to me, you know what I'm saying, for you to have me on your show and for you to be on mine. It really did mean a lot, man, to me. And I remember it, you know what I'm saying, like it was yesterday. I remember those moments like it was yesterday, man. So the fact that you're here was really surreal to me, just to see you here, you know what I'm saying, in this studio, doing this show with us, because what we do here at CHGO is vitally important, you know, to the Bulls Nation. So that means you're vitally important to the Bulls Nation because people care about you and what you have to say. It means something, man. It really, truly means something. So it's good, and it made me feel good for you to see the fruits of your labor out here in another country and understanding that people really do give a damn about you in a place that you're not even in. You know what I'm saying? Like, that means something, dog. So it's all love to you, Mark K. For real, man. This was an amazing time, bro, and I thank you for being here, man, for real.
What kind of wuss is crying on fucking YouTube? What time is it? 10:50 on a Wednesday night?
Hey, man.
What an absolute loser.
Hey, man.
No,
we're just talking real shit. We're just talking real shit, bro.
Well,
that's all we doing.
So we've taken care of Mark and me crying like babies about the Bulls on this here platform. It's
I was
just
here
a
for
matter
both.
Until Dave, Joey, and Will join the club.
Let's take some bets on that.
Fake Joey says he's crying. So,
Joey, you going to be the first to cry?
No, said fake Joey says
Joey's
he's crying.
Fake Joey's crying?
Because we're still keeping track of fake Joey.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shout out fake Joey.
Man, this has been such a fun trip.
It's amazing,
Mark.
man.
We're so happy that
I'm so happy he was here. I really am, man.
You're not allowed to leave tomorrow. That's not happening. Everybody.
Shout out C-Red Ted.
I'm somewhat composed now. Well, for the moment at least. But shout out to Kevin. Shout out to Jake.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone in CHGO. Whether it was the Hawks guys, the Bears guys, whoever. I was composed for 2 seconds.
a
Everyone has
short-lived
been
compose.
fantastic to me. Everyone has been welcoming to me. This is something that I've always wanted to do. Something that I was going to do regardless. But the fact that I got to do this with CHGO and to make lifelong friends.
My man. We got you, Marquez. We got you, bruh. We here, man. We here.
Love
we
this.
Here. We here.
As we round
here.
out the night and to alleviate the heaviness of the moment, I loved this super chat from Duke.
Come on with it, Duke.
Bringing it back around to tonight's blowout loss to the Sixers. Tucked in my kids, cracked a beer, sat down, clicked on the TV. Saw 17-0, chugged the beer, turned on a fascinating documentary about ants. Fast forward to now, I'm drunk, angry, but know a crap ton about ants. Thank you, the Duke.
He actually followed that one up later with another 10. He says male ants are basically bags of sperm that have limited usage.
Correct.
Much like these Bulls
Much
players.
like these Bulls players. Wait till you learn. She learned about wing dance.
Appreciate
Wing
the
dance are all about
lightheartedness, Duke.
procreation, man. That's all they do.
Appreciate all of you out there in Bulls Nation and CHGO fam tuning in tonight, showing Mark K that love that is so deserved. And hopefully we showed him a good enough time that he'll want to come back.
Somebody said they don't think Will is capable of crying.
Will
That's
is
fair. I think, Joey, I'll put money on you be the next one to cry.
Oh, I'm emotional.
Yeah.
I wear my
Yeah,
heart
so
on my
I'm not
sleeve
shocked
for
by
sure,
this at
man.
all.
I'm putting my money on Joey next week.
Yeah, I put my money.
Will
I put
is a
cash.
perfectly
If you put
coiffed
me on here and said
robot.
you got to wax poetic for 15 minutes about the last year and the friendships you made, I'd be crying too.
Joe Spaffis.
I'd for sure be crying.
Get me off camera. Get me off camera.
Get him off. Get him off.
All right, y'all.
Tears are
Thank
flowing.
y'all for tuning in. We are off tomorrow, as are the Bulls. Bulls hit
And
the
beers
road.
are being chugged.
They're playing Portland Friday night, late night, 9 p.m.
Late.
tip-off Chicago time. We will be here for
Oh,
pregame.
Lord.
Pregame, 8:30
I'm bringing a
Central.
pillow.
He's going to bring a pillow. I'm
Yes,
going to
I
bring a rack of no plants and just go from there. For our pal and producer, Joey Spath, his great work as always. For all you fake Joeys out there. For
Shout
you,
out.
Faux Joey.
I like faux
LinkedIn Joey.
I like Faux Joey.
For Big Dave Bow, BWO Sports, I am Bulls_Peck. Will the Goat Gottlieb, who checked in earlier tonight, he is Will_Gottlieb. We are CHU_Bulls. That man over there, Mark K.
Marquez.
MK Hoops.
Marquez.
From the chair for the last time on his trip. Everybody wish him a safe and enjoyable journey home to Australia tomorrow night.
Yes.
For all of us here at CHGO, we'll talk to you on Friday. Love you so much, Bulls Nation. Mark K., you want to send us out?
Oh, wait, say it again. I had you muted.
You muted me.
Oh,
You freaking muted me.
That's how
in
we
my
do
last
it.
show.
That's how I do it for the outro. Say it again.
Mark K., would you like to send us out?
See red, be good.
Australia, what up?